So today we are going to start unit number 2 of embedded systems. Title is Microcontroller Architectures. Microcontroller Architectures. In previous unit we have seen the complete block diagram of embedded system, which is comprised of power supply, input devices, output devices, interrupt controller, then code memory, data memory, direct memory access controller, and the main part of that embedded system is a microcontroller or computing device. So unit number 2 is dedicated for that computing device. The course outcome for unit number 2 is we ought to choose appropriate family. So this is a proper word actually for defining the microcontroller, that microcontroller belongs to which family. Microcontroller for different applications. So maybe one family's microcontroller is more perfect for particular application. So likewise, that's why we must get a knowledge so that we can select a proper microcontroller within that family for that specific application. So this is the course outcome. In unit number 2, what we are going to learn, these teaching learning outcomes we are going to learn. Today we are going to focus only on 2.1, that is microcontroller types. So in our syllabus we have only 3 microcontroller types. One is peripheral interface controller, then advanced virtual RISC and advanced RISC microprocessor. These 3 microprocessors we are going to study, specifically their features and their applications. So today we are in this lecture we are going to focus 2.1. As per next teaching learning outcome is concerned, specifically we are going to see the AVR microcontroller types and their architectures. In 2.3, ATMELs, this microcontroller we are going to see its features and its architecture. In 2.4, we are going to see programming configurations, means how to write a program for particular microcontroller ATmega 8.0. And in the last, we are going to see the features specifically for the Arduino board actually, Arduino board. So this is the scope of the unit number 2. So we can start with this unit topic, that is a 2.1 microcontroller types. Within our unit, we have only 3 types of the microcontroller. First one is PIC, second one is AVR, and third one is ARM. The long form of PIC is peripheral, input-output peripheral interface controller. As per AVR is concerned, it has 2 famous long form. One is advanced virtual reduced instruction set microcontroller, and these are the name of the scientists, those have invented this processor. The first scientist is Alf and second scientist is Wankhede. So A, V and RISC processor. And third processor is reduced instruction set computer microprocessor, that is a ARM. So these 3 processors we are going to study. Only brief introduction. So we start with the peripheral interface controller. So when we are talking about any microcontroller, we have to define that it belongs to which architecture, rather it belongs to von Neumann architecture, rather it belongs to Harvard architecture, rather it belongs to the complex instruction set computer or reduced instruction set computer. So as per PIC is concerned, it supports RISC, reduced instruction set computer architecture. Secondly, as per second point is concerned, third point is concerned and fourth point is concerned, these 3 points dedicated for the memory. So this microcontroller has static memory. The memory is a static, it means that its memory is made up of flip-flops, so that once those energized, there is no change in the output of the flip-flop. If one is going to be retained, logic 1 is going to be retained, it is going to be retained until we change the inputs. If logical 0 is going to be retained into the memory, it is retained into the memory until we don't change the inputs of the flip-flops. So that's why it is treated as a static memory. Its output is not going to be changed. This is not the case with the dynamic memory. Dynamic memories are made up of the capacitors. So once the capacitor is completely charged, you can say that it is a logical 1, but it is also having discharge time as well. So we need to continuously charge the capacitor, and if we don't charge that capacitor, then it starts discharging. So that process is called as a dynamic. So it is not static one. So dynamic memories are made up of the capacitors and static memory is made up of flip-flops. Third one, it is also having flash memory. It is also having electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. So these three are the memories associated with the peripheral interface controller. It supports the sleep mode. For example, if we are having less batteries charging and our embedded system should run for the longer time, in that case microprocessor can be operate in a sleep mode so that it can halt all its operations and save the power. So this is the function of the sleep mode. It is also having the watchdog timer. So in when catastrophes occurs, in those cases watchdog timer can play its role to reset the complete embedded system. It is having three types of the timers. First is it is having 8-bit timers, 16-bit timers and 32-bit timers. So variety of the timers it has from 8 to 32. It is also having universal serial asynchronous receive transmit interface. It is having analog to digital converter. It supports universal serial buses. It supports TCP IP stack. That's why it is also having Ethernet. It is having controller area network interfaces. So it dominantly supports two different buses, universal serial bus and controller area network, as well as it supports the Ethernet as well. It is having external memory interface also, so that we can save our huge data into some external memories. So these are the features of the PIC. As per applications are concerned, it is used in alarm systems, stepper motor controlling, magnetic and pneumatic actuators, pulse width modulation. In digital and to analog conversions, we can utilize PIC microcontroller. So these are the features and these are the applications of peripheral interface controller. As per second microcontroller is concerned, it is an AVR, which is having multiple internal oscillators so that it can support many frequency ranges. It is not going to support only dedicatedly one frequency, but it may support different frequency ranges with respect to the application. Then flash memory, it is also having flash memory, and specifically it is mentioned that 256 kilobytes of the memory it has. It is having on-chip debugging support. It is treated as an OCD, on-chip debugging support. So it is a hardware tool which can allow user or programmer to stop at particular instruction in the program, and it can check the status of the pins of the ports, it can check the status of the resistors, it can check the flags or flag register. So when we are in a debugging mode, we can stop at particular instruction and we check whether the output is correct or not as per the expectation of the program, and accordingly we can take the decision. If some discrepancies are there or some output is wrong, then we can make changes into the software, and then again we can go into the debugging mode. So this is the hardware debugging. It is also having electrically erasable programmable read-only memory up to the 4 kilobytes. So we have to remember, as per the features are concerned, 256 kilobytes for the flash, 4 kilobyte for the EEPROM. It is having static random access memory up to the 16 kilobytes of the range. It is having analog to digital converter, specifically 10 bit or 12 bit. 10 bit means 2 raised to 10 means 1 kilo of the resolution. It is having 1 kilo. 2 raised to 12 means 4 kilo of the resolution it has. 12 bit digital to analog converter means 12 bit. One signal can 12 bits of the signal can be converted into the analog. This is the meaning. It supports I2C. As per our previous microcontroller PIC is concerned, it don't support I2C. It don't support RS232. It don't support universal serial interfaces. But this controller AVR supports inter-integrated circuit of Philips universal serial bus, reference standard RS232 universal serial interfaces. It has brownout detection. For example, if the supply voltage falls below 2.5 range and not and above the 0 volt of the range, in that case, that condition need to be identified by the microcontroller, and that condition is treated as a brownout detection. That supply voltage should not go beyond the range so that it can give some unexpected outputs. So that detection is there, brownout detection, and then it can halt the contents. It can halt the execution, and then it retain whatever the data present into the random, into the temporary variables, into the special functional registers or normal registers. So this is the brownout detection. It is also having watchdog timer. It is having power saving modes, means sleep mode. It is having power saving mode. It can support the controller area network, universal serial buses, Ethernet support. Okay. So as per this controller is concerned, you can say that this controller is advanced as compared to the PIC. With reference to the applications, here we can see the applications. It is applicable in security systems, specifically using the Arduino boards. Then home automation is very good application of AVR. Touch systems are there using the LCD screens. Touch systems in automobiles, it is playing vital role in medical and defense, and in consumer and in multimedia applications. So these are few of the applications of our AVR microcontroller. Next is ARM. It is a advanced reduced instruction set microprocessor. So this is the most advanced microprocessor amongst all. It is having 32 bit in the nature, 32 bit. Then it is having two types of the instruction sets. One supports thumb instructions. Those are having 16 bit, and normal mode, it is having 32 bits of the instruction. So this is the one very unique feature of ARM microprocessor. It has very less power consumption. It is having 4 gigabyte of the huge memory. It is having 4 gigabyte of the memory. So you can keep remember that it is 2 raised to 32, like 2 raised to 32, like this. So it is approximately 4 giga is the range. Single 32 bit data bus is there. 32 bit microprocessor, that's why 32 bit of the data bus and 32 bit of the arithmetical and logical unit as well. It is having 3-stage pipelining, like fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, execute the instruction. So these are the 3 stages. That's why it is treated as a 3-stage pipeline architecture. It is having data types 8, 16 and 32 bits. It is having in-circuit emulator. So in-circuit emulator is also one debugging feature which comes with one electronic circuit. We can connect that electronic circuit to our embedded system, and runtime we can check what is the status of flag register, what is the status of input ports, what is the status of output ports. All these things we can see using emulator. It is also having JTAG support, that is a joint test action group. So this is the JTAG support. It is also used in addition with the emulator for debugging purposes. It supports third party development tools, so there is no need to rely on only one party. We can select the software tools, we can select the compilers, we can select the assemblers with reference as per our need actually. That's why it is treated as a third party tools. Its applications are in specifically in the smartphones. All smartphones have ARM processor. It is used in set-top boxes, digital television, cameras, servers, means in networking, then ABS automotive systems, braking systems specifically, in mass storage controllers and smart sensors it can be used. So all are the advanced application ARM processor is going to be utilized. So as per today's session is concerned, I only focus on the three types. One is a PIC microcontroller, second one is AVR microcontroller, and third one is ARM microcontroller. In the next section, we are going to see the types of the AVR microcontroller. So the presentations PDF I am going to upload on my blog. So this, in the description box you can see the link of this PDF into my blog.